traumatized, but like I'll never forget it.
Like a Wattpad thriller.
Yes, that's what. Wow. What in the Dateline?
The WWE of books, like
Picture of the fact that it's like this emphasis on poetry and yet the writing is just so cringe.
And from what I've gathered, she just lives like a very mundane life. You're invested, but like...
Please make it stop.
Hello everyone, I'm Jessica.
I'm Emmalynn.
And in today's video, we are going to be vlogging. Well, we're starting in today's video. We're going to be documenting our experience, our thoughts, the process of reading the new Freida McFadden book, The Teacher. Now, I've read The Housemaid's Secret, and Never Lie. And Emmalynn has read the two Housemaid books. I am a huge Freida McFadden stan, partially because all of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, if you didn't know. So they're very accessible if you are part of the KU Club. But for this video, I'm going to be reading a physical copy that I got from the library, and Emmelynn's going to be reading her copy on Kindle because we share a Kindle Unlimited, so we both can't read it at the same time. But for those of you who don't know, including Emmalynn, this book follows our main character, who is a teacher at a local high school. Her name is Eve, and from what I've gathered, she just lives like a very mundane life. She's she's married, but her and her husband just kind of have like almost like a housemate situation, relationship, and they just kind of like go about their separate lives. And anyway, so Eve is a math teacher at the local high school, and there's a girl there named Addie who is like notorious for being at the center of a scandal, and I guess she's kind of known for like just being trouble, like a liar, a troublemaker, like she's untrustworthy, all of those things. And now Eve finds out that this girl Addie is going to be in one of her classes. So she's like,
I know her.
Yeah.
Addie.
And it says, nobody knows the real Addie. Nobody knows the secrets that could destroy her if people at the school found out. And when Eve discovers the shocking truth, Addie will do anything to keep her quiet. So,
interesting.
Sounds very sinister. I mean, there's a knife stabbing an apple, so
Nothing
apples
scarier than that.
Apples are for teachers.
Wow.
Is it a metaphor? I don't know.
You're so smart.
I know.
You think it's called The Teacher? Whoa.
Yeah, it is called The Teacher. So anyways, I've only read the prologue of this and like 2 pages, and Emmalynn hasn't read any. The prologue is only like a few pages, so we are going to get started, see how far along we can get. I will say, like, I can fly through a Freida McFadden book like nobody's business.
Yeah,
and this one is it's almost 400 pages.
That's big for her.
But the font is fairly large.
I feel like the spacing.
And the pages are kind of small too, so I think we can get a lot of progress made. So, are you ready?
Let's jam.
Let's.
I can't go on. I have to wait for you to get there. This is about the way the lines crinkle. Be one of your posts. It's all I want to... Eve, she is... Oh my gosh. Why is it so bad?
Be so for real.
Oh my gosh. Theo loves poetry. What kind of wife would be supportive of that? I don't know. It's like the mixture of the fact that it's like this emphasis on poetry and yet the writing is just so cringe. It's like I can't.
Elaine.
You must.
Like, is this a 24-hour readathon? Is this a 12-hour readathon? Is this a 5-hour readathon?
5 more hours, we're just getting started. 5 more hours.
Why? Your face is almost like I'm gonna tell some ghost
It's already
story.
pale enough. Let me turn down the brightness.
Here we are. It's been a little bit, but not too long.
No.
And we are on page 139, chapter
Amen.
29.
37% of the way through.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't even know what the
tell
plot
you.
is. Quite
Okay,
honestly.
let me just fill you in.
Give us the
You
tea.
can interject. So we have teacher.
Wait, is this a spoiler vlog?
I won't say anything. Well, I guess I could just say the synopsis a little more detailed.
We'll have
now.
a spoiler section at the end.
Okay, I'll just give us a synopsis a little more detailed now that we're into it. So we have a husband and wife teacher. Their last names are Bennett. Mr. and Mrs. Bennett. Mr. Bennett teaches English. Mrs. Bennett teaches mathematics. She's on the mathematics tour. And there's a girl named Addie who is a junior at the high school that they both teach at. And the previous school year, Addie had what is viewed by the public as like a scandalous relationship with a teacher who resigned from teaching. And so she didn't want to come back to the same school this year because she knew people had this misconception about her. She's telling her mom, like, I don't want to go to school here anymore. Can I just be homeschooled? Can I transfer? Blah, blah. And she's like, no, you're going to school. So she goes to school, and, like, right at the beginning, it jumps back in with, like, I would say she's not really, well, she is bullied
Yeah.
by a certain group of people, but by everyone else, she's just kind of, like, ignored and whispered about behind her back. So we have Mr. and Mrs. Bennett who teach at the same school, and they have, like, a really weird marriage. Like, there's something going on there that I can't quite put my finger on, but they're in almost like just a partnership of a marriage.
I can't really
would
put
say.
my finger on this entire book. Like, I don't really know what's happening.
Yeah.
It almost feels like a literary fiction that something
Yes.
really bad is just going to happen.
Yeah,
Like,
or
we're just-
has happened,
Yeah, and we just don't know
and
yet.
we're not privy to the information.
Because
Yeah.
at the beginning it says 3 months before, after the prologue, it says that. So we are in the past.
Yes.
So then it's like, what happened in the past before this
Yeah.
past, but what's going to happen in the present that's the future.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
anyway, so you're following the perspectives, which Emmalynn said this earlier. I don't think in any other Freida McFadden book there's ever been dual POV from the beginning. It's usually like the main character's POV, and then, like, after the plot twist, you get other characters' POV. But from the beginning, it has alternated between Eve, which is Mrs. Bennett, the the math teacher, and Addie, the student. So
maybe in the halfway point, we'll get Mr. Bennett.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what I hope. I feel like he would fill in some gaps.
So, as predicted, we are rapidly flying through this. I mean, I could definitely finish this tomorrow, for sure. If not, I'm just kidding.
It's only 9:20.
I could easily read 100 more pages, for sure. So, I'm liking it. I wouldn't say it's, like, as intriguing to me as her other books, because it's just kind of right now setting the storyline and the relationship between the students and Addie and the husband, and, like, it's kind of showing everyone's relationship with each other. I feel like it's kind of more character focused right now. I don't feel like, obviously, the central plot is very apparent, but
that's
I have
also keeping
I have some ideas, but, like, none of my ideas are ever what actually happens in any Freida McFadden book. So I'm not even gonna speak those into existence.
Let's find out.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think we can go do some more damage. The night is young.
Yeah.
So we will check back in after we make some more progress. I don't know what page mark we are gonna try to get to, but progress will be made. It will.
I'm so smart. This is not what I expected from Freida McFadden.
No. Okay.
It's not bad. It's just funny.
It's
Did
cringy.
this just come out?
Yeah, like a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know how I didn't know about this.
So this is like a reality show that is a
Staged, like
mess.
a staged.
It's like the WWE of books. Like, it's staged, it's fake, but you can't look away because you're invested, but, like,
Please make it stop.
yes. If you're a lover of guilty pleasure reality TV shows, this might be the book for you. I was crying laughing at one point because it was so cringy.
No words, truly.
No words, just tears. And my abs hurt now from laughing. And I tried to crawl into a hole. Which was a bookshelf, but anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really say much more
There's nothing more to say, really.
giving away what's happening.
But like, what is happening? You know?
A lot of mess.
But like, why?
Because
it's just
a
wow.
mess. It's
reading this alongside
mess.
Powerless is a very interesting.
Yeah, I'm reading this, and I'm also reading Pineapple Street, which is like a literary fiction book about wealthy people, and this is not.
There's nothing literary about this, truly.
No. This is like the...
It's like a Wattpad thriller.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
But like, it's still not bad.
I don't feel like this is not like her other books,
No.
I feel like.
I'm not like scared. I'm just like...
Yeah, like...
Stop.
My level of...
Stop while you're ahead.
My level of concern for you is elevated. Just
through the roof.
like, it's getting... It's like an escalator, and the concern is just slowly going up, you know?
Mm-hmm. Or like an elevator and we're about to plummet.
Yeah, maybe. The bottom's about to fall out. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is going to be like in classic Freida McFadden form. Like, you think this is just seemingly like a hot mess of a soap opera, and then there's going to be like a giant
scandal.
This is what it's like. It's like a soap opera. Like a reality show soap opera combined.
It's just wow. Truly wow.
Yeah. So now we're on page 188, chapter 40.
We have about 90 pages until we're going to call it quits and stop at part 2. And then I think read 2 and 3 tomorrow?
Yeah. Easily.
Maybe.
For sure.
But you can't finish it one o'clock tomorrow.
Okay. I'll finish it before you leave.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you because the experience of reading it side by side.
Yeah. We're just like, we just keep saying things out loud. Like the lines out loud. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm not there yet.
Yeah. So, we'll probably check in. Well, we might check in again tonight, but if not, maybe
well, it depends on
tomorrow.
what happens, you know?
Yeah, if we're like...
Maybe in the morning.
If we're just like,
That's what. Yeah.
it'll be in the morning.
Okay. Toodles.
Hi. Oh, hi. Okay. We're checking in. And we have 100 pages left. And let me tell you, things have gotten interesting, friends. They've gotten scandalous.
They've gotten scary.
They've gotten... Yikes, that was an extreme reaction. Took that a little too far.
I have some questions that I will say when...
Yeah. I have some things I would like to say for
the spoiler section.
For the spoiler section. I don't know where this is going. Do you? Do you have any guesses?
I just like, why, you know? That's like my thing with this book is like, what's the reasoning behind any of these things happening?
Yeah.
Like, I still don't feel like there's a plot, and maybe that's the point. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if the plot is like...
I still just want to figure out, like...
the main event.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the main event has happened.
I guess.
Now we have a conflict to solve.
And a complex.
But, like, what is the climax of the story? Isn't that what the plot is supposed to be? Or is
maybe check trigger warnings.
Yeah.
I would say, for sure.
Okay, let's do this. What do you think your star rating is going to be for this book, based on where you're at right now?
I feel like I'm listening to a podcast. Like, I feel like I'd be rating
like someone's life
story.
Yeah.
Like, a memoir, like, you can't really rate memoirs, right? You can't really...
Right now, it's giving 3 vibes for me. Unless something drastic happens, like a major twist, like, that I did not see coming, that explains, like, why we are
I think we're
where
getting
we are.
there.
It's
I have some guesses.
It's a
but
3
like
for me.
I really feel like I'm just listening to a story of a serial killer or something. Like if I was listening
like a true crime.
Yeah. Like that's how I felt when I was reading The Naturals, like listening to it as an audiobook. I was like, wow, I feel like I'm reading like the story of like a FBI agent or something. Like it just felt too realistic, and this is even more so because it's adult. There's not like, I mean, it's very cringy. I don't know how to
But
explain
the cringy, okay, like, yes, you'll see some clips that Emmalynn will insert. There is a part so cringy that I had to stop reading, and I was laughing so hard I was crying, and my stomach was hurting.
Honestly, if I could describe this book, I would say it's like something, you're like flipping through the channels,
Lifetime movie.
Dateline.
Or a Lifetime movie.
It's literally like a Dateline.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could describe this. I can also see this being
like a Lifetime movie of like a wife who's been done wrong.
Yeah.
And it could be titled, I Should Have Known.
It's just, it really feels true. Because I'm sure something like this has happened.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe not all the parts, but most of it. Maybe not to the maybe not where we're at
effect.
Right now, but
that
leading
maybe
up
that
to it.
Rapidly.
Yeah. Yeah, all of this has happened like in a matter of days.
Like truly a fever dream.
Like a couple of weeks.
I don't even know. I thought it was in like a month or two.
Since the school started back? I don't know.
Well,
we just got dark.
I just don't know. But we're gonna go punish ourselves.
Emmelynn's saying we can't read until we work out. She's the enforcer. So we're gonna go work out so we can read. So yeah.
Send prayers. What do I say if I don't know how I feel?
You say that? Okay, so we finished this last night, almost at the exact same time. I was a little bit ahead.
Minutes.
And then I proceeded to give Ellie, my younger daughter, Emmelynn's sister, a full recap of this entire book. And she was like...
Why did you read that?
So let's see. The last 100 pages. There was a lot that happened. And in true Freida McFadden book, I didn't see...
The way things would
Yeah,
happen?
I didn't see it going the way that it went. I knew something was, like, left uncovered. No pun intended. Let's see the details coming together the way that it did. So, what were your thoughts? Yeah, same.
It was something. I'm not traumatized, but like, I'll never forget it. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Wow. What in the Dateline just happened?
Okay, also, I will say, like, one of the things that I like about her writing style the most is, I mean, if you don't already know this, she is a physician specializing in brain injury, so I feel like she's got the psychological thriller aspects of her writing down pat like nobody else, because I feel like she just understands psychological behavior and the way people think in a way that not very many other people who are authors do. But the thing that is so crazy to me about her specifically is she uses every last space in the book to solidify her plot twist.
Yeah.
Like, it is up until the very last page, and she is still just crumbling the castle. Like, you
think it's resolved,
yeah, you think
and it's not.
Yeah, you think it's done, and
All the
she's
time.
like, wait.
Silly goose.
So, that I really appreciate and enjoy about her writing. So now we'll get to the spoiler section. So if you don't want to know anything about, like, what specifically happened in this book or things that would be considered spoiler, just X out. X out. See you next time. Okay, so a few things to be aware of is this book heavily involves a teacher-student relationship. So if that is triggering to you, or if that is something that you don't want to read about, understandably so.
Did not know.
Yeah,
that was
did not know that was going to be a part of this. So if that is,
which, like, I feel kind of stupid for not expecting.
Yeah.
But you know, it's okay.
Anyways, so be aware of that, because it was a little jolting at times.
And laughable. Quite
yeah,
honestly.
it was honestly, like, the dialogue between the student and the teacher were, it was literally cringy.
It was so
literally
funny.
cringy.
I really want Lexi. I don't remember her full name on YouTube. You know who I'm talking
Yes.
about. I'll put a picture of her on the screen. I really want her to
Oh,
read
that would
this.
be amazing.
She would just have the most adverse reaction, and
She would be like, what?
the reading vlog where she read the Credence book was hands down the funniest thing
She
I've
is
ever seen.
amazing. She is so hilarious.
She's
We
like-
should, like, message her and ask her to read this.
Please put it into words that don't sound stupid but are still hilarious.
Yeah.
Of how weird this is.
And then it's like, part of me is a little, okay, like, not just jolted by the teacher-student relationship, but, like, I mean, I don't feel like they're glorifying it at all, by any means. But, I don't know, it just, I don't know.
It made you
just-
uncomfortable and
yes.
it was supposed to.
Yes.
I think that it did what it was
It
supposed
did make
to
me
do.
uncomfortable, so.
It made it feel realistic enough that you were like, oh my gosh, I have, like, the urge to hurt this man.
Oh,
because of what he's
I will
doing.
also say too, like, in the student-teacher relationship, there is definitely grooming that takes place. So, again, if that's triggering to you, be aware of that. Also, the main character's father was an alcoholic and he was abusive, so that's not discussed a whole lot, but it is kind of, like, brought
It's
up,
known,
sprinkled
yeah.
throughout. So maybe be aware of that too.
Which I also think, like, affects her desire to have a
Yeah.
relationship with her teacher because she's seeking the male validation that she never had
Yeah.
from someone that she actually looks up to, which makes it worse.
Yeah. So as far as, I don't know.
There's too much that happens, like, I can't...
I could
I don't know how to
literally,
move on.
I could tell you the entire summary of this book in, like, probably 15 minutes, but I'm not going to do that.
15 minutes.
That would be a very detailed summary. Like, I remember everything.
I thought you were going to be like 30 seconds. I can tell you.
No. Like, I feel like, how long do you think I took to tell Ellie the whole summary?
I think I could have finished the book if I wasn't adding on.
I don't know. I remember everything about this book. I will say that. Like, a lot of... I remember. Anyways, I will say a lot of times I finish books and I'm like... I mean, you remember, like, the main thing that happened, but I remember
Because
literally
it all had
everything.
an impact.
Yeah.
For sure. It was all necessary
Yeah.
for making it believable.
So, as far as rating, I would say out of now this is the fourth Freida McFadden book that I read. this probably would be at the bottom, but that's not
But is it at the
necessarily
bottom
a
because
bad
of
thing.
enjoyment level or because of the book itself? You know what I mean? Like, The Housemaid, you were rooting for Arshani.
Yeah,
There's nobody in this book that I liked.
that is very true.
And so there was no emotional
it's not
connection.
because of, like, the book itself is bad. It's just because of the overall themes and plot of this book. I didn't particularly enjoy it, so I definitely enjoyed the 2 housemaid ones the most. Our Lie was pretty dark. That's what it's called, right?
I didn't read it.
But I just can't even... I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure that's what
think
it
so.
is. It was pretty
It's right
dark.
there.
Yes. Pretty morbid in patches, but it was like... I don't know. It was... To me, it had a lot of psychological elements that I enjoyed playing out. This just was, like, icky.
It was realistic.
Yeah. So, anyways. So, I think I would give this, like, a 3.5.
I can't even rate it. Like, I really feel like I listened to, like, someone... It was like a transcript of a murder podcast.
A true crime podcast, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't even know. Because, like, the housemaid, you're rooting for, I think, is her name Millie? Or something like that? I don't know.
Yes.
But she's like, you know, she's also trying to help people, and these bad things are happening to her, so you want to see her succeed. And in this, I just felt like someone was sitting down and, like, telling me their story.
Yeah, and it's like all the characters, you honestly want to see their demise.
Yeah. There's only one person that I liked for a little bit. And then I got a little weirded out.
And then the very end changed that completely. So, see,
Yeah.
there you go. That's what we're saying. She uses, I mean, literally...
The last page.
The very... Like, this is how much is left in the prologue. On this page, she just shooketh your world. Wait, that's not even the right book. That's like her next story. What is that? Oh, the inmate. Okay, on this page. These are the last 2 pages. On this page of the prologue. She just, like, mic drops it, you know? So,
Wow.
those are our final thoughts. Final feelings. Yeah.
I really don't know how to recover. I need to go back to my fantasy romance.
Yeah. I'll go back to reading Pineapple Street about pretentious
Rich
people who have rather mundane lives. But anyways, if you have read anything by Freida McFadden, I guess you could let us know what you've read and what you liked, because we're definitely down to read more of her books, and we'll continue. And I can't wait for the 3rd Housemaid to come out.
Yeah, even though I feel like it's kind of pointless, it's okay.
I mean,
It's for the fans, truly.
I don't even care.
That's
Is
what I'm
it
saying.
probably going to be, like,
The rest of
similar to the other 2? Yeah. Do I care? No. Will I still read it? Yeah. Also, all of her books are on Kindle Unlimited,
Yeah,
so
it's
bonus
free.
feature. But yeah, let us know what Freida McFadden books you've read, and we'll add them to our TBR maybe. And yeah, we will be back next time with our February wrap-up.
Probably our TBR first, but
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Okay, I have some ideas for our TBR, but we'll talk about that later in private. Okay. Yeah. We'll see you next time. Happy reading. Bye-bye.